Into the Maze, written by Euan Mcallen, narrated by John Delino Ziegler, Jr. Part 1. Inward Bound. It was a maze, pure and simple, but it was complicated. No one knew why it was there, or how big it was, or how it had been built, or when. It had no beginning. It had no end. It could not be mapped by those alive, but it had been by those now dead. It kept you in, or it kept you out. It protected you, or protected others from you. It led you astray. It led you around in circles. It defined the landscape. It divided the land. It divided those who lived on the land. It antagonized. It astounded. It was a monster of a maze, and it could turn you into a monster. The castle was a web of intrigue, never pure, never simple. Its kings and queens fought both in the open and behind closed doors. Its princes were lifted up or put down. Its lords suffered and its ladies swooned. Its nobles and knights took note and took sides. Its servants pushed to persuade their masters, else performed for their masters, else pretended, and sometimes perished. Meanwhile, the peasants beyond the castle walls just kept their heads down and carried on digging and planting and harvesting. It was what peasants did, and they did it well. Unsavory smells penetrated the rooms of the castle. They emanated from the dining hall. The smell of burnt fat from roast beef, pork, chicken, duck, potatoes, onions, and parsnips. The smell of beer, bad breath, unwashed clothes, unwashed feet, greasy feet, even leather sandals pickled in sweat. A banquet was in full flow, and the sound was deafening. Servants hovered, awaiting orders, grabbing an illicit bite out of sight. Lords worked hard to think of something funny, witty, or just loud to say to their ladies. They drank and stank, the ladies as much as the men. Diets were an alien concept, as was 5 fruit and veg a day. Amongst them sat Prince Mozak, trying to hold his own with the fat buffoons on either side. He knew that they only pretended to respect him. He didn't pretend to respect them. Prince Mozak was stuffed full of roast beef, stuffing, and beer. He didn't like vegetables. He couldn't face dessert. He wanted to slip away early. He wanted a girl. He wanted one particular girl. He looked around. Where was Rufus, that good-for-nothing? He clicked his fingers and issued an instruction that Rufus be sent for. A junior wine dispenser parked his bottle of wine somewhere safe and ran off to do his prince's bidding. He found Rufus in the kitchens, stuffing his face with roast beef and stuffing. "The prince wants you." "Fuck." Rufus licked his fingers, waited for as long as he could, then slowly climbed the stairs to face the heat. Mozak was smarting at the delay. "Where are you when I want you?" "Somewhere else," replied Rufus, digging, as Prince Mozak pulled him in close and whispered in his ear. Rufus was to go find a particular, newly promoted lady-in-waiting and tell her to wait for her prince by the clock tower. Rufus had a pretty good idea what for. As he backed away, he watched his master fix his eyes on his mother, the Dowager Queen, and then again his uncle, the king, then back to his mother, then his uncle again, and so on, ad infinitum, watching them avoiding each other like they were toxic. As on previous occasions, Rufus tried to feel sorry for him, but as always, failed. Rufus found the prince's target for lust in her mother's chambers. She became excited when Rufus announced he had a message from the prince. He hated himself for it. Not much, just enough to make him feel morally superior to his master. She giggled when he said that Prince Mozak wanted to meet her
Sample complete. Ready to continue?